in the end, I have found that there's so few tools that really can erase the memory of the past, and they are all vibrational. And so the call of the blue whale is a big one, I would say. Go immerse yourself in the oceans and tune in into silence until you feel like you can sense that call of the blue whale echoing through you. Sound therapy is a very potent tool that's been perfected by indigenous cultures all over the world for hundreds of thousands of years. And so tap into sound as a powerful vibration. But we also started this podcast with 3 great breaths. And there's nothing more accessible to you when it comes to resetting vibration than breath. And so I'd say breath, sound, and nature are the 3 things to immerse yourself in, to erase that 7-second memory of emotions, and to erase maybe the couple hours of memory that you have in more the analytical brain side. And so you just need a few hours of complete silence at the brain level to leave that mind behind, to come out of the cocoon new in that next millionth of a second. And so there's fortunately a lot of modalities that are coming about right now. Like I'm, a huge fan of fasting and do this all the time with my patients, because it turns out that fasting is this powerful way to come into silence through the biology inside of you. You have 1.4 quadrillion bacteria inside of your bowels and skin, And so when you're dealing with a quadrillion bacteria that are constantly being asked to metabolize food, it takes about 14 hours for a typical American meal to get through the gut, and you're eating 3 of those a day. And so there is no silence in the soil systems of the human that's constantly eating. And for that, you're always in a fight or flight state in the common modern food system, because every bite of food and every drink of water is carrying glyphosate and molecules of toxins of all sorts and everything else. And so you're poisoning your body a few times a day, and you have a microbiome screaming to try to transmute all the toxins and try to get the metabolic thing going on. So your whole genomics are in fight or flight state with every single meal, and you don't stop, and you just keep loading it on and loading it on. And if you're stressed, you even eat more, or you eat more of the wrong things, especially. You drink more alcohol, you do the things, so you're poisoning your body even faster under stress. So fasting is this incredible way to allow the soil to rest. And if any farmer knows their craft, they know they need to let the soil rest if it's going to keep giving life. And so you have to have a fallow year somewhere in the mix. Every 7 years, you got to reset. That's a piece of soil. I believe that every 7 breaths, we'd be smart to reset, And so we need a pattern of life in which we create these long periods of rest. And so fasting is a powerful tool. And you can do this really cognitively in 7 seconds, really. Like, just bring yourself into silence. You're between meals and you suddenly get that little spur of oh, I'm hungry. That's just a hormone that's, basically keeping you out of a fight or flight relationship to starvation that you have come to believe in. And so you think a little bit of hunger means there might be a famine setting in, And so we overreact to these things. And so next time you're just simply hungry, take 7 seconds, just sit with that sense of hunger and be like, oh my gosh, this is my body recognizing that for a moment it's silent. So instead of stuffing something in my mouth right now, I'm just going to enjoy this signal from my body that's it's ready for more. But we're not going to give it more right now, because we're going to listen instead. And you're going to listen into the biology beneath the surface and start to ask it, what do you actually want tomorrow, today? What's actually going to make your soils more fertile? What's actually going to grow a stronger tree out of that soil? And you might find out that in those few seconds of silence, it's actually not asking for more food. It's asking for a break from some emotion that's the dominant, function that's driving your macro behavior. Your gut is where you process emotion ultimately, and your gut is a tortured place right now. And that's why their number one complaints in primary care doctors' offices are typically irritable bowel syndrome, bloating after meals, sensitivity to every single food on the planet. We've created all of these in the just last 30 years. And so we have a tortured soil within us that is a direct reflection of the tortured soils of the earth.